A storm is approaching, and the group must move now. Wind pushes cold dust across the ground. The children have already been placed between the strongest adults. Food, animal skins, stone tools, and burning embers are packed for the journey. Everyone is ready except one man lying beside the dying fire. His leg is badly injured. He cannot stand, and every attempt to move sends pain through his body. The safest decision appears obvious. Carrying him will make the group slower. At least 2 healthy adults will have to put down their own supplies and support his weight. The approaching storm does not care about compassion. Neither do predators, hunger, or freezing temperatures. The injured man looks at the others and tells them to leave. Instead, 2 hunters place wooden poles beside him, stretch an animal hide between them, and lift him from the ground. Why would ancient humans risk the entire group to carry someone who could not walk? This is not the reconstruction of one specific prehistoric journey. Archaeologists have not discovered a fossilized stretcher beside a trail of footprints proving exactly how an injured person was transported. But ancient skeletons show that some individuals survived serious injuries, physical impairments, disease, and tooth loss for years. Their survival raises a larger question. What happened when a mobile group had to move, but one of its members could not move with them? The problem begins with weight. An adult human may weigh more than all the food a person could comfortably carry. 2 people lifting that body must also carry weapons, clothing, fuel, water, and tools. If they use a wooden frame, the frame adds even more weight. The carriers cannot hold their spears properly. They cannot gather food efficiently. They cannot climb quickly or run from danger. Every hour spent carrying the injured person consumes calories the group may not be able to replace. In a world without stored medicine, rescue vehicles, or permanent roads, transportation is itself a survival challenge. Imagine that the injury happened several days earlier. The man slipped while crossing rocks and landed badly. At first, he tried to continue. He used a wooden spear as a walking stick and placed most of his weight on the other leg. But the injured limb began to swell. By morning, he could no longer stand. The group delayed its departure for one day, hoping he would improve. Then the weather changed. Clouds covered the mountains. Animals began moving toward lower ground. The elder tracker recognized the warning signs. If the group remained at the camp, cold wind could trap them without enough fuel. They had to reach a sheltered valley before darkness. The young hunters argued that staying would endanger everyone. One injured person could not be allowed to decide the fate of 20 others. They were not necessarily cruel. They understood the mathematics of hunger. Every person needed food. Every delay used fuel. Every additional burden reduced the group's speed. Leaving the man behind might save children, pregnant women, and everyone already struggling to carry supplies. But another member of the group saw the decision differently. She removed meat and stone from 2 hide bags. She gave the meat to other travelers and abandoned several heavy tools. Then she tied 2 straight branches together with strips of hide. The group could not carry everything. It had to decide what mattered most. Some tools were left beside the fire. The injured man was not. At first, the journey is manageable. 4 adults take turns holding the wooden frame. 2 carry while 2 recover. The injured man grips the sides and tries to keep his body still. Every movement hurts, but he knows complaining may make the others question the decision. Behind them, the old campsite slowly disappears. Ahead lies a landscape of loose stones, dry grass, cold streams, and narrow paths. The group quickly discovers that carrying someone across flat ground is very different from carrying him through a prehistoric landscape. The frame tilts whenever one carrier steps on a rock. The injured leg strikes the wooden pole. At a stream, everyone must stop while the strongest members search for a shallow crossing. One person slips, soaking an animal skin that was supposed to keep a child warm that night. The cost is no longer theoretical. The entire group is paying for the decision. So why continue? The simplest answer is that the injured man may still be useful. Walking and hunting are not the only forms of contribution. He knows how to sharpen a stone edge without breaking it. He can repair spear bindings, prepare hides, keep embers alive, identify animal tracks, watch children, remember water sources, and warn the group about dangerous plants. A person temporarily unable to walk does not lose a lifetime of knowledge. In a society without writing, experienced people carried information that could not be stored anywhere else. Abandoning one person could mean abandoning everything that person remembered. But usefulness cannot be the entire explanation. An injury can happen to anyone. The strongest hunter can fall tomorrow. The fastest gatherer can be bitten, crushed, or struck by a falling branch. A group that abandons every injured member creates a terrifying rule. Your value exists only while your body works perfectly. A group that offers help creates a different expectation. I will carry you today because someone may need to carry me tomorrow. Cooperation does not eliminate danger, but it distributes danger across many people. This may help explain why survival cannot be reduced to the phrase, "only the strongest survived." Evolution rewards whatever improves survival and reproduction in a particular environment. Sometimes that is physical strength. Sometimes it is memory, communication, trust, planning, or the ability to cooperate. A powerful individual can still die alone. A coordinated group can keep weaker, younger, older, or injured members alive while benefiting from what those individuals know and contribute. Archaeological evidence cannot show these relationships as clearly as a written diary, but it leaves clues. At Dmanisi in present-day Georgia, researchers examined the skull and jaw of an early human who had lost nearly all of their teeth years before death. Surviving without teeth did not necessarily require someone to prepare every meal. The individual may have consumed soft foods available naturally or used other strategies. But the discovery demonstrates that severe physical limitations did not always lead immediately to death. Then there is Shanidar 1, a Neanderthal discovered in Shanidar Cave in Iraq. His skeleton preserves evidence of several injuries and physical problems accumulated during life. His arm was severely impaired. His face had been injured, and changes in his ear canals may have affected his hearing. Yet he survived into an age that was relatively advanced for his population. For many years, Shanidar 1 was presented as powerful proof that other Neanderthals fed, protected, and supported him. The truth is more complicated. Recent researchers have argued that modern people sometimes underestimate how independently disabled individuals can adapt. Shanidar I may have changed the way he used his body, developed new skills, and contributed to his group without requiring constant assistance. That correction makes the story stronger, not weaker. Physical difference does not automatically mean helplessness. Care may have existed alongside independence, adaptation, work, and social participation. The same caution applies to our imagined injured traveler. We cannot claim that one fossil proves people used a stretcher. Soft materials, such as wood, plant fibers, and animal hide rarely survive for tens of thousands of years. Even healed bones do not tell us whether someone was carried, supported while walking, allowed to remain in one camp, or able to find food in a different way. Archaeology can identify injury and survival. The exact daily actions must be reconstructed carefully. Now return to the moving group. The storm has reached the hills behind them. Wind erases their tracks. The carriers are exhausted, and one of the wooden bindings begins to loosen. The young hunter who opposed the rescue points toward the darkening sky. He says they must leave the frame and move faster. Nobody answers because everyone understands that he may be right. Then the binding breaks. One side of the stretcher drops, and the injured man strikes the ground. He screams. The group stops. The children begin to cry as cold rain hits the rocks. Their destination is still several hours away. This is the moment when compassion becomes expensive. Helping someone while food is abundant and danger is distant is easy. Continuing to help when the decision threatens your own safety is different. The injured man again tells them to leave him. Instead, the oldest traveler asks him a question. Years earlier, before his injury, the man had hunted in this region. Did he remember another shelter? He looks toward a line of dark rock barely visible through the rain. There is a narrow opening beyond the slope. The group changes direction. 2 people support him beneath the arms while the others repair the wooden frame. Progress becomes painfully slow. The young hunter moves ahead and finds the opening. It is not a large cave, but it blocks the wind. Dry branches remain beneath an overhang. The group carries the injured man inside, lights a fire from the embers it protected during the journey, and waits for the storm to pass. The person who slowed the group also remembered the place that saved it. This scene is imaginative, not archaeological evidence, but it reveals why prehistoric value could not be measured only through speed or strength. Human groups contained different abilities. One person was the best hunter. Another understood plants. Another remembered distant terrain. Another could calm children, preserve fire, repair tools, settle disagreements, or maintain relationships with neighboring groups. An injury changed what a person could do. It did not erase everything they had already learned. There may also have been motives that cannot be converted into survival calculations. Ancient humans formed attachments. Parents cared for children who could not provide food. Partners protected each other. Friends grieved. People remembered shared experiences. We cannot measure prehistoric love directly from bone, but we should not assume that emotional bonds appeared only after cities, writing, or civilization. The brains capable of fear, attachment, grief, and cooperation existed long before recorded history. Still, not every story ended with rescue. Some injured people were probably abandoned during extreme emergencies. Others may have asked to remain behind. A small group facing starvation could reach a point where carrying one person truly threatened everyone. Different communities made different decisions under different conditions. The existence of long-term survivors does not prove universal kindness. It shows that prehistoric life contained more possibilities than a simple rule demanding that every weakened person die. By morning, the storm has passed. The injured man is still alive. His leg will not heal quickly. For many weeks, he may require help. He will eat food gathered by others and occupy space near the fire. But while sitting, he begins repairing the broken stretcher bindings. Later, he teaches a child how to strike a stone core at the correct angle. He watches the fire while the hunters leave. When the group prepares to move again, he can place some weight on a wooden support. He is not restored to his former body. Instead, he finds a new way to participate. This may be the deeper answer to why ancient humans carried people who could not walk. The group was not preserving a useless body. It was preserving a relationship, a store of knowledge, a potential contributor, and a promise that injury did not immediately remove someone from the community. Carrying one person required strength, but choosing to carry that person required something more complicated: trust that the group could absorb the cost together. Return one final time to the abandoned campsite. The fire is dead. The tools left behind lie beneath dust and rain. If archaeologists discovered that place thousands of years later, they might find stone flakes and animal bones. They would not find the wooden frame. They would not see the argument, the fear, or the hands lifting the injured man from the ground. Those actions could disappear completely while still shaping human survival. Ancient humans did not succeed only because the fastest individuals escaped danger. They succeeded because groups learned how to keep knowledge, experience, and relationships alive inside imperfect bodies. Sometimes survival meant running, sometimes it meant hunting, and sometimes it meant slowing down, sharing the weight, and refusing to continue without the person who had fallen.